Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Mary Beth at the Law of Attraction Club on the web at theloaclub.com. This hangout is a club. I can't talk this morning. This hangout is a collaboration between us and our friends Tara, and is a summary of our theme for the week. It continues with Q&A on our member conference call. You can get invites to our open calls and a free copy of our Letting Go process by going to our website, theloaclub.com. So today, our topic is, do you really, really want to have a better life? So let's welcome Robin and Tara and see what they are going to bring us. Over to you.
Welcome to our intersection today, in which, as we always do, we discuss the subject of creating more of what you want in your life. At its essence, of course, this law of attraction mechanism of creation is elegantly simple. But as we get to experience with you what it's like to focus down so intently into this space-time world of yours, and as you ask your questions, we get involved with you in the sometimes not so easy details of attracting the things you want. Then as we respond with the view from our spaceless, timeless vantage point, together we begin to build a new understanding about what works for you and what holds you back. Let's do some of that building here today. So, what is it that holds you back from embracing who you are? For some of you, it's because you don't really understand who you are. And we'll spend some time here with the fundamentals of that and give you our perspective. Then there are those like you in this community who have come to understand the logic of it all. And yet there remains, to some extent for all of you, something that holds you back from truly accepting and internalizing it. In this discussion today, we're going to look at what this might be and explore some options for breaking out of the cycle that supports those old habits of thought and launches you on a new path. We'll begin with our summary of the nature of everything. You will see that it's an elegantly simple and complete explanation of who you are and why you are here, and that it's the foundation upon which each of you, without exception, by law of attraction, builds your worlds and your complex stories. As always, we emphasize that we're not passing judgment on those stories of yours. We all have our stories. We're simply responding to your desire to create more joy in your life and offering suggestions. Here are some words from our friends. From Abraham. You are the creator of your own life experience. And as the creator of your experience, it is important to understand that it is not by virtue of your action, not by virtue of your doing, it is not even by virtue of what you are saying that you are creating. You are creating by virtue of the thought that you are offering. From Bashar. Grant yourself permission and grant yourself the right to create life as you desire it to be. For you have the ability to create it that way. All you need to do is remind yourself that your ability to conceive of that idea is in and of itself the indication of your ability to create that idea. Our words are, in the beginning, you were a thought that became an intention, And that intention formed you out of the infinity of all that is. You are an always connected extension of that timeless infinite source. What you choose to believe, you create without limit in every direction. Your choices have evolved you through many experiences into many versions of a conscious thinking entity. In this particular version of you that is engaged with us here, you are creating the virtual reality that is the physicalness of you and the world around you. And within this context, you are continuing your experiences and your evolution. Let's restate this in terms of the law of attraction. You attract into your experience moment by moment, unique to you, wanted or unwanted, a reflection of your chosen beliefs and expectations. The versions of everything you attract into your world are a match to the now version of you. And since you and you alone are creating, without limit, that now version, it follows that you can be, do, or have anything, simply by choosing to expect it. There is nothing you cannot change. Your context, all that physical stuff, is virtual. It's your own personal illusion. But what's real and vital are your experiences. They are the reason you choose to be here. Now, some of you will recognize from all of this the power and the freedom that is inherently yours, and will take to this like a duck to water. And there will be others of you who perhaps can see the logic of it, but for some reason you just can't bring yourself to choose to believe it. Some of you prefer the story that time and space and all that physical stuff is real. There are, of course, no right or wrong belief choices. It's just that we find that creating what you want, choosing new expectations, all of it gets easier if you can loosen your grip on the seeming solidarity of everything. Then there are some of you that will shrink back from all this because the idea of being totally in charge makes you uncomfortable. Perhaps you've chosen the story that things external to you largely control your destiny. Things like luck or karma, your star sign, God, a guardian angel, or your government. You believe that it's a matter of being in the right place or the right time. Or you say things like everything happens for a reason, and that reason is determined by something beyond your comprehension. Somehow you just got familiar with the belief that someone, something, somewhere was looking out for you. Here are your options. You can choose to believe that it's all random and that some entity is looking out for you, and you can make that a fun game to play. There are no right or wrong choices here. But if you find that there are some things missing from that world and that you cannot easily connect the dots between what you're thinking and what you're manifesting, we offer our view of everything. Because the truth of it is that you have the power to change anything. Think about that. Notice how you feel about having that power. Is it comfortable or not? If not, we encourage you to play with the idea and allow yourself to become comfortable because it's the truth of who you are. You might say that how can you be possibly be responsible for humankind destroying the planet or evil people doing evil things? You would never choose to create such things. Well, if there's a one world out there that's real, solid, continuous, and shared by everybody else, then everything you do has some effect on everybody else. In that world, the law of attraction makes no sense at all. But it's nothing like that. Your world is a movie playing in your mind. It's not real. It's your personal illusion. So yes, you're responsible for everything in it. But that doesn't mean you want the planet destroyed or evil people to exist. It just means you've chosen to expect it. No big deal. Everything does happen for a reason. But it's not some unfathomable reason in the mind of something controlling your world. It's you and your belief choices. You set the boundaries for your world, and everything within it happens within those boundaries. Yes, of course, you mix it up with matching versions of those other people you intersect with. That's the fun of it. But you are the one writing the screenplay, and everything and everyone is faithfully following that screenplay. So think about this deeply here. Do you want to be in charge, or do you want to believe something or someone else is in charge? We encourage you to dismiss the notion that it's something or someone else. We want you to just plain give up on it. Because the more you can discard the idea of being vulnerable and see yourself as you really are, the more you can step away from the apparent realness of your physicality and embrace the idea that it's fluid and malleable, the more you will move into that place of peace and power, fun and freedom. It's okay to be you. You're controlling your world anyway, consciously or subconsciously. We recommend consciously. So now let's talk to those of you who have acknowledged who you are and moved consciously and intellectually at least beyond the doubts. You've made the decision to be a conscious creator. And yet, as we said earlier, there's something that seems to hold you back from truly embracing it. What is that something? Well, let's describe it as best we can. It's a part of you, a long-practiced, well-entrenched, subconscious habit of seeing the world as real. And as soon as you engage with that world, and you will do because it's the game you've come here to play, you forget that other stuff about being in charge and about it all being an inside job, and you slip into reality mode. Here's the cycle. You slip into reality mode, and immediately you're back into practicing that old one world idea that it's out there and somehow you have to deal with it. As you practice that, you reinforce it. Then you come up against some part of that creation that feels bad, and you start regretting something or worrying or getting angry. Then after you've spent some good amount of energy digging a hole and stepping into it, you stop and think, wait a minute, I'm the one in charge here. And then you consciously choose a new thought. You find a process that helps you get out of the hole. You get back into conscious creation mode. You feel good. And then the cycle repeats. Think about what happens when you step into a hole. Is your first thought, oh crap, now how do I deal with that? We suggest you set yourself an intention here and now to be aware of yourself next time it happens. Just notice where your thoughts automatically go. Automatic means habit of thought. And becoming more self-aware means that your automatic habit will shift. It means your first thought will perhaps become, oh crap, how on earth did I create this? And then you can shift to the only questions of real importance. What do I want now? And then, how do I create that? Watch yourself and learn and change. Every belief choice you make comes with its own life support system. You make a choice, the world conforms, and you know, therefore, it was the truth. Breaking the cycle means pulling the plug. You have to take those old choices off life support, by which we mean you have to do less practice of that old thought and more practice of the new thought. How do you do that? Well, how do you learn to drive a car in a country where they drive on the wrong side of the road? It starts by being confident. Others can, so I can. It takes focus and intent. It takes practice. It's the same for any new belief choice. It's confidence, it's focus and intent, and it's practice. As we always say, the better it gets, the better it gets. Your new belief choices can be equally self-reinforcing if you let them. In Bashar's words, grant yourself permission and grant yourself the right to create life as you desire it to be. Set your intention. Be focused. Seek out ways of reminding yourself and practicing that new thought. Seek out communities like this one and engage in powerful and positive conversations. Find thought processes that work for you and make them a part of you. Conscious thought or meditative quietness. Become more and more engaged with the question, what do I want now? Become a Pollyanna and get on rampages of appreciation. Can you see that the extent to which you allow yourself to step outside the mental confines of this context you've created is the extent to which you can build an ongoing awareness of who you really are and the power that you have. Be in the stands even as you are on the field. Spend time with the thought that this is me and my creation, and I can change it all. Become familiar with it. Let it become part of you and watch the world change. People and things that used to be in your world will disappear because what you are is no longer what they are. Creating in this way is the absolute reason you are here. And doing it, therefore, is the greatest joy you can experience. Remember that beyond everything we have explained here, you are a part of the timeless, infinite all that is. The individuation that is you is always a choice. Everything is an option. If you have concerns about that so-called world of yours, those concerns are what holds you apart from what you really want. All that is necessary to change anything is to choose to believe in and expect different things. That is how powerful you are. What you believe becomes. It is our particular joy to mix it up with you in this way. And we invite you, if you wish to explore with us any questions that you have. Good.
This Hangout on Air was our summary of the theme for the week. Our longer discussion continues now with question and answers on our member conference line. So over to you, Robin, and to Ra. For those of you who are